Alright, in today's video, we'll be talking about the housing bubble today, in September 2020. Is there one? Don't know. Can't really tell you till it pops, but as far as likelihood goes, I'd say there's a high likelihood that there's a housing bubble, and we're going to tell you what you need to know about the bubble if there is one. Good news is we should be getting better audio in future videos so it doesn't sound like I'm a guy yelling through a bullhorn at you. Alright, so go ahead and like this video, subscribe down here, and we'll get into it. So what we're seeing today, we have rising home prices. That would indicate a bubble if they are rising quickly. A little bit of news for you. Some markets have appreciated year over year more than 12%, which is absolutely insane. Let's check one of those headlines out. So it turns out it's not a headline, it's just Redfin's up-to-date information on Tampa. I just happened to check this because I know there's a lot of people moving to Florida right now. Tampa's a quickly growing market, but look, 12.2% year-over-year growth. That is crazy in a recession. Number of homes sold are up. Days on market way down. That is absolutely insane. This is kind of what we would expect in the formation of a little, here we go, see how that goes up there, a little bubble, and then when it bursts, it goes woo, all the way back down. Just like our chart the other day, I'll flip that one up here. So this was the chart from the other day. We made it. It was a little dip in March. Check out this video, housing market today, September 2020. A little dip in March and then a bubble all the way up to where we're at now in September. And it's going to kind of, my prediction, I'd say there's a high likelihood now that foreclosures are coming on the market that you're going to see your house prices just drop like crazy. All right, back to Tampa. So yeah, this is the Tampa market right now, going up year over year everywhere except for time on market because people are buying houses the day they come on the market. So if somebody lists their house as coming soon, they probably have 50 calls and an offer submitted before they can even get it on the market officially. That's what's going on around the country. It's crazy. It's dumb. People are doing it. That means and points to a bubble. All right, back to the slides. So you saw there were quick sales, probably with multiple offers in Tampa, which is just an example of a quickly growing market. It's happening everywhere in a market like that. And time on market was down 30% year over year. That is crazy due to a lack of inventory and low rates. So because we have these low rates today, which would be one thing that probably won't change for the next couple years, everybody that can afford a house is going out and buying one. Everybody that has a job is going to buy a house. You can't get a house right now if you don't have a job on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. So yeah, people that still have jobs are going out buying them, which is number of people that may or may not be going up or down in the future. I would say there's a likelihood of a higher than normal unemployment rate into the future here for the next 5 years or so. And we're going to see effects in the housing market based on that as well. So our next slide will cover what causes a bubble to burst. So here's what happens, people. This happened in 2008. We'll show a little bit of news and how you can watch for this to start happening now. You don't even have to keep your finger on the pulse of the housing market. You just kind of watch the news headlines. So as soon as the foreclosures hit the market, and in our previous video, we kind of described how that was pressure building like a fire hose ready to spray across the country. Once those foreclosures hit the market, you're going to have a ton of houses for sale in neighborhoods that were appreciating like crazy during the first half of this year. Those foreclosures are going to hit the market based on that chart we just showed. We'll go back to it. So sometime, they're hitting right now in September, but sometime this year, later on December, you're going to see a ton of foreclosures hitting the market as they come out of forbearance. And this is going to be the effect on prices. And we'll go back to that other slide here. So yeah, there's the foreclosures. Here's a little news article on that one. So this just happens to be from 2008. Foreclosures up a record 81% in 2008. This news article was January 2009. This was kind of the deepest depth of the housing market. It's when your house was actually a submarine on price, and nobody was buying because nobody could afford it because we were in a recession. So anyway, point being, you look out for these news articles coming through, and that means you're back in 2009. I watched Back to the Future yesterday, and we're having a chance to do that right now. When you see news articles, foreclosures up, blah, 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 81%, 200% in 2020, that's when you know it is starting. Oh, yeah. And this is another article about what happened after. Okay, so in 2008, 2009, all those homes foreclosed. People were making big money by buying them and renting them out. And it shows one response to a financial crash. This would be the response we're seeing now to a financial crash. It's not necessarily a financial crash right now. It's just the economy's kind of frozen up. So right now, people are going out buying a bunch of houses as a response to it. And you're going to see a bunch of foreclosures and have this opportunity. This exact opportunity is very likely to repeat itself this year, next year, and into 2022. Pay attention to that, people. So the other thing that causes the bubble to burst is a recession. We know in 2008 there was a major recession. It caused people to lose their jobs. It caused the appreciating property market to stop and sell off. That's what we're doing now. We're in a recession now. You'll also see a cooling off of the housing market. Once all of these people that can afford a home now actually can't anymore or have purchased their home, since they're buying them all right now, what's going to happen? When things go up, like on this chart, when things go up, they cool off. Everybody's going to have bought their house. So it's going to go down. There's not going to be as many people looking to buy houses. They've already bought them. So that will happen, and you'll see a cool off naturally in the winter as we move into it here. We're looking October, November will be a cool off as a high likelihood. And then in December, we're going to see a ton of foreclosures hitting the market that were in forbearance. That also goes into next year through May. And you'll see just over and over and over again foreclosures hitting the market. You'll see a very high likelihood of 100%, 200%, 300% increases in foreclosures, because all of these people that have their mortgage in forbearance right now are going to run out of forbearance. The federal government can't keep forbearing mortgages forever. It doesn't make sense, and it'll cause crazy problems in the economy and the housing market. So what's gonna happen? So what you'll see when all of this starts, you're gonna see time on market going up through the roof. You'll see houses not selling. They'll be sitting there either occupied by their owners who can't get out, or they'll be sitting there empty. You'll have distressed properties. In 2008, 2009, I lived through it. I saw distressed properties. I saw people living in their homes that couldn't afford to fix them up. The properties became distressed, and then they became foreclosed. This happened over a course of years, not months. That's why you have a high likelihood of 2021 to 2022 seeing this type of scenario play out. You're going to have motivated sellers who just want to get out of their house. They'll do all kinds of things. They'll pay your closing costs. They'll lower the price. They'll give you a great deal as long as you can get a mortgage. So what does it mean for you? In the future, you have a high likelihood of a crashing housing market and prices coming down through the floor. You're going to get bottom basement prices on these houses if you're able to hang out without actually purchasing a house right now. This isn't financial advice. It's not investment advice. I'm a YouTuber. I can only, kind of tell you what I'm seeing and what my experience is, but I'm definitely not your advisor or your broker. So don't listen to anything I say. So anyway, what that means for you is rental opportunities, just like we saw here. Right here, after the 2008 housing crash, a lot of people made big money buying up foreclosed homes and renting them out. That will happen again. Look, people make more money when the market's going down than they do when the market's going up, right? It's easier to get a home, lower, and lower priced as people become desperate than it is to get a lower price as people are super happy up here at the top of the curve. All right, enough of this article, back to the slide. Okay, so we're back here. So you're going to have the rental opportunities. You're going to have people that can't afford to purchase a home anymore that need to rent. They might need to rent on a 6-month or month-to-month basis because it's so bad. We don't know. But if you pay attention to the market into the future here, you can get some good prices on some properties and be able to rent them out at a very good profit. And then if you want, I don't care, you can wait till the market appreciates again or builds up another bubble or something else happens where there's no inventory and then just sell the house. Whatever. I don't really care. You can make hundos. Okay. And then you'll also see into the next year here a high likelihood of more selection coming on the market. So like right now, if you want a 3-bed, 2-bath or 4-bed, 3-bath house, you have like one to choose from and you have to get a hold of them the second it comes on the market or it's gone. This will change in the future. What you're gonna have is a ton of selection. It might not be the highest quality property because it's distressed, but you might get it at a big discount. Like, if a property's $200,000 right now in the bubble, you'll probably get it for $130,000 after everything explodes. So there you go. Keep an eye out for the selection. You'll be able to pick up some great rental properties. So that's the housing bubble today in about 10 minutes and what you need to know about it. We'll do more videos on this and like this and get them out to you as soon as we can. And definitely look out. There'll be October 2020 videos coming up. And we'll have updates on the market throughout this month. It's going to be great, people. You're going to have the opportunity to pick up a ton of properties super inexpensively. There should be a subscribe thing right here, a little like thing right here, and there should be better audio in the future because we're getting a much better microphone to do this with. Leave a comment down below. All right, take her easy.